We should talk about some of the other stories that are coming through, and I guess it is the transfer window, so there was always going to be a saga involving a player who decides they want to get out of there, and in this case it's Dimitri Payet at West Ham. He's decided he doesn't want to play anymore, and Slaven Bilic has done a press conference today saying that Payet does not want to play for us, he wants to leave. He's definitely our best player, and that's why we gave him a long contract. We're not going to sell him. This team, the staff, we gave him everything. We were always there for him. I feel let down, I feel angry.
Well, if I were a manager, I'd feel very angry as well, Jerry. And it shows you how much that the players have got on top rather than the clubs. You know, in the old days, and I don't want to go back too far, you signed a contract and you couldn't leave the club until the club wanted you to leave. Now, as you said, Payet has signed a long-term contract and you said, I don't want to play for you anymore. So the contract doesn't actually mean anything now as far as the club is concerned, unless the club take a really hard line and say, no, you're not going anywhere, and we let you sitting around for 2 years. But they can't afford to do that, obviously.
Yeah.
But in Payet's case, I think it's dreadful behaviour. If you sign a contract, you should honour that contract, and he's not doing that. And it shows you with Payet. You know, when he went to West Ham last year, he was a sensation, and people were often wondering, he's 28 now. Where has he been all his life? This guy. Well, this might tell you where he's been all his life. That he has one good season, and he wants to go somewhere else. I think it's dreadful for the club that's trying to plan for the future. A manager like Bilic is trying to plan for the future in the club. Gave him a long-term contract with good intentions, and now he's saying, I just don't want to play for you anymore.
It puts Slaven Bilic in a really difficult situation because he wants to make sure that nobody else in the dressing room gets the same idea. He wants to kind of somehow, and it's probably far too late for this, but talk Payet back. And at the same time, he wants to make sure that he retains face for the club with the fans. I
don't think you're ever going to talk him back, Chair. See, my experience, or my take on it is, this deal has been done, right, with Payet. Wherever he's gone, it's been done. And all the club are saying to him, look, all you have to do now is get away. And because he wouldn't make a stand like that unless the club was interested. He said he mightn't have agreed terms. His agent would have done it.
Yeah.
And his agent, and the player could honestly say, I never spoke to that club, because you're not allowed to speak to them anyway. I never spoke to that club. But the agent, what's happened is the agent's done the deal. The agent comes along, now look, this is the deal. This is what we get. This is your wage. He says, now all you've got to do is get away. And that's what happens. Yeah. You know, it's very bad. And I think as far as Bilic is concerned, if I was in his position, I'd get the best price I could for him and kick him out. It's no good. Yeah. You can't have a player like that in the dressing room who all the other players know wants to leave. You're supposed to have a team spirit and a team going out to fight for each other. That's not going to happen. Well, he hasn't actually played this year. It's been terrible. And he's done it on purpose. Yeah. So the only thing you can do, it's not very good, but I think the only thing a club can do is, right, get out and get the best price you can and get him out straight away.
Yeah.
Actually, Southampton have taken a pretty firm stand with the centre-back.
Jose Fonte, yeah.
Like, he's obviously been tapped up to go somewhere. And he said, I don't want to play for you anymore. Now, he's under contract here. I think he's got a couple of years left on his contract. And what the man is against Liverpool left him out of the team. Because you can't have anybody in your team who really said wants to go and has said publicly that he wants to go. Because you're humiliating the manager. You know, no matter what Bilic says to him, or sits him down saying, look, I want to be a nice lad and da. He's not going to do it. And the other players know he's not going to do it. So the best thing you can do is say, keep away from the club. Don't want even you come in training. We're going to get the best price we can and get out.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later.
About it, yeah. There's no good sitting him down and saying, now look, Mr. Payet, you know, like, you're a good lad and I like you and I want you to play. Doesn't happen. He's made up his mind. The deal has been done. Get him out straight away. It's bad for the club. See, in the old days, again, when I was going back years, you signed for the club and you signed for life. At the end of the season, if you didn't agree terms, the manager could say, and you could say, well, I don't want to play for you anymore. Okay, but you won't play for anybody else. Now, the boot's on the other foot now.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
If you're West Ham, do you do it straight away? Like, once it's happened, so tomorrow?
Straight away. Get him out.
At whatever price, or do you kind of try and haggle?
The best price you can get. I mean, if there's obviously a club in for him. If you put him on the transfer list tomorrow, you'd find out straight away what the club was. And if the other club have gone to the lengths that they're going to, then they're going to pay to a large extent the asking price.
Yeah, we're hearing that it's Marseille, his old club.
Yeah, well, that was been in the paper 2 or 3 weeks ago. And you'd soon know. If you put him on the transfer list, you'd know tomorrow because the club would come in straight away. But if you played hardball and said, well, look, unless we get this price, he's going to stay with us and we'll keep him here all the time.
Yeah.
Because obviously the club want him, and they want him before the time is up in this window. So you'd soon know, and that's the only way to do it. And then try and use that money. What a lot of managers do, Jared. They have players in mind in case this type of situation happens.
Yeah.
So you get the best price for Payet and go and get somebody new in who wants to play for you. Otherwise, you're banging your head totally against the stone wall. You have no chance. He's in the dressing room. He's training with those players. The players know that he wants to get away, so he's not going to give everything he's got. It ruins whatever atmosphere or spirit you've got in the team, Joe.
Yeah, of course. A couple of quick texts on this. Robbo says, Payet clearly doesn't care. He's carrying extra timber this season too. He does look a little bit slower. He had looked a little bit less into it for the first couple of months of the season.
Yeah, no interest, Jerry. If a player wants to get away, that's what you're going to get. They stop trying and they stop training. They make a nuisance of themselves because they want to get away.
Yeah. And
you're not going to win in that situation by sitting down and talking nice to him. That doesn't happen. The best thing you can do is say, right, stay away, train with the young fellas, keep them out of the way, and you're on the transfer list, and the sooner you get out of here, the better. Because the rest of the players, don't forget, the rest of the players have signed contracts. They're in trouble.
Yeah.
Their results are not great. So you want a good spirit going out. How would you feel as a player, Jer, if you knew somebody that's going out on the pitch with you doesn't want to be there and is not going to give everything they've got?
And is getting picked ahead of somebody who does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've no chance. You've no chance. The boot's on the other foot in a big way as far as players are concerned today. And unfortunately for managers, it's very difficult for them. But they have to live with it. They'd have to do it as much as they possibly deal with it as much as they possibly can. But in my opinion, there's no chance of being nice and will you do this and will you do that. It's not going to happen.
Okay.